Well, I'm finally back. It hasn't been that long, has it? Anyways, if I sound kinda sick, it's because I am. I'm just slowly dying a little bit. Um, but I kinda messed around with our minions here to kinda get ready so I wouldn't have to do it on screen. So we can just go straight to the dungeon. We're gonna choose our stress damage squad here. And looks like we can just get some. I mean, don't really need either of those right now. Cultists, mortal cultists who gift Iratus with random consumables or minion-specific items. We don't have any items, so that would be pretty good.
My sense of direction might be getting rusty.
There is an elite, but there's only 3 enemies here. So my friend who watches who watched my videos, oh, this is a new guy. I think he was added with the DLC. An ogre. He's a big spooky boy. But anyways, my friend who watched my videos, he pointed out that I didn't really explain what was going on in combat here very well. So, I'm gonna try to do that. I'm notoriously bad at explaining things. But basically, there's 4 positions on the left, and those are my positions, and there's 4 positions on the right. And each minion has an ability that they can only use from certain positions, which is the yellow skull. So this guy can only use Cold Grasp from the first 3 positions. He can use Necrotic Wind from the back 2. He can use Cursed Flame on the first 3 again. And so on. And then the red helmets there are the enemies that he can hit over here. Which is all of them. First 3 enemies. First 3 enemies. This is just a buff, so it just buffs him. It doesn't hit any enemies. Same with that. And that one hits all the enemies together. You can see by the strike-through line that it's like an AoE attack. And each minion has kind of a separate loadout of skills here. And so the goal is kind of to put your team together and place them in the right spot so that they can all be effective and, you know, kill the dudes. So anyways, this guy has a lot of health and sanity. Oh, I guess I should say that too. So there's 2 health bars basically for enemies. And that's, the red bar is regular health. And then the purple bar is like mental health. Because then over on abilities here, you'll see that there's magic damage, or a magic attack. That will deal damage to their red health bar. But then we also have stress attacks, and that deals damage to their purple bar. So some enemies, kind of like this guy, have less sanity, or they'll be really weak to sanity attacks, but they'll be really tanky. And some enemies will be not so tanky, but completely immune to sanity attacks. So it's almost like a big puzzle. With a lot of flair. Damage to the enemies on the chosen position and the next in line. So this is also an AoE. It'll hit one guy and the guy behind him. And it also does stress damage over time. Which makes it pretty good. Oh, I thought that would hit this guy, but I guess it doesn't, since he counts as 2 spaces. So this guy, he has Heartless Slash. He can only use, he's like a big, nice, frontline tanky bruiser boy. He has some okay-ish attacks that scale off of his armor, which is pretty cool. And then some good buffs and stress attacks. Like, just the Faceless here is 150%, and that goes over to the stats here. Dread is how much stress damage they deal, so 16 to 18, and he deals 150% of that. So he does a lot of stress damage. Way better than his regular attack, which is 13 to 15. And then right across from it is armor. Armor is just like reduces the attack, so 13 minus 9 would be like he would take 4 damage. Resistance is not for stress, but it's also for attack, but it resists magic attacks versus physical attacks. And then block just absorbs 1 instance of damage, no matter what it is, whether it's a big hit or a little hit. And then ward is the same with magic damage. And then we have initiative, which determines the turn order up here. And then just stuff like evasion, you know, avoiding attacks, luck, which gives you crits, and accuracy. So anyways, I'm just gonna make this guy look under my helmet and give him some nice stress damage. Let's see.
Give them no mercy.
Cowardice. The chance to flee increased by 20% each turn. Before the beginning of their turn, deals stress damage to all allies equal to 20%, 5% for bosses of their current remaining sanity. I don't know if that's unique to him, because I thought that was just like an insanity effect. I guess I've never read it before. I think we're just gonna buff all of our minions Dread. And again, Dread is the stress damage stat. And that just gives all of our guys a buff. Me no like that. Removes all buffs from the targets. English is hard. That was a nice meaty hit. Okay, and this sign right here, it means he's going to escape soon. So he's going to run away. And you don't really want that to happen, because if they escape, you get less parts for making minions after the battle is over. I think we're just gonna... hate to see it. And there was the block going off. He tried to smack him with a club, and that just completely nullified the damage there. That's gonna move him back, and supposed to make that guy give him like a 30% evasion buff, but of course he just got smacked and immediately moved back. And so this is another thing here. Each minion has kind of like an ultimate ability, and that's going to use Wrath, which is this flaming red juice. And this guy, and this is what makes him such a good tank, his ultimate is just an AoE that hits all enemies and then heals him for the same amount. So he can just tank for days. And then the blue stuff is our mana. I don't have any spells unlocked to be able to use it though, so it's just kind of useless right now.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Easy game. Oh, we got a lore token. It just gives us some background on the enemies. All minions that are level 5 and lower gain 6 attack and 6 dread. That's pretty good early game, though late game it's... Once all your minions are past level 5, it's kinda worthless. Okay. So... come here and just grab these guys. And then throw these guys in here for healing. Then we can get right back out. Okay, Hourglass of Doom for the Reaper, so that guy there. Each time Iratus uses an active talent, the Reaper increases my spell power by 12 until the end of battle, stacks up to 5 times. Active talent. Not sure if that's... I think that's like every time... I think it's every time I cast a spell, my next spell is going to be more powerful, up to 5 times. So that's pretty good. That's like 60 extra spell power, 60 extra damage. Wedding Gift, that's for the bride here. That just increases critical damage dealt by 50%. So that's pretty good, especially because her ult is just a guaranteed crit. Medal of Betrayal for the Fallen Dampier. That's this girl here. She receives a buff that reduces the damage they receive by 5% each time they take damage up to 8 times. That's really good, especially with her in the front. Because then as she takes hits, she gets tankier and tankier. And then Contract of Blood for the Headhunter, which is this guy here. He has an additional 5% chance to kill an enemy with any attack. So basically like an execution, just an insta-kill with a 5% chance. Which is interesting, but the variance is really big. It's not something you can really rely on. Unlike this, which is super good, so I'm just gonna pick that. Or at least it sounds super good. Oh, I forgot I gave her stuff already. Well, if we get another Fallen Dampier, which we probably will, because they're pretty good. Really high damage, a lot of self-healing. Choose our squad. Of course, there's another elite. There's a miner. I think that's like the Mad Mage. I don't know what that last guy is. But the Mad Mage is kind of spooky, if I remember correctly. Demolition Expert. Both of those guys are kind of spooky. So we're gonna try to grab one. Okay. And here's another effect. So with that arrow and 2, whenever I use this ability, that character will move 2 positions forward. So that's how you kind of maneuver your guys without using this stuff down here, which takes up one of your spell for the turn. This is that's basically the best way to move your guys around. So this here deals stress damage, but it also makes me enter a stance where whenever she's attacked, she just attacks back. So like a counter. I mean, it is called, I think, Riposte. The ability is called Riposte, but it just does say it's a stance. So, doesn't really matter who we use it on. 'Cause we're not gonna be... There we go. I think this guy just explodes himself. So, that's not gonna be fun when it happens here. Good. I don't want that guy exploding, because I think if he hit the Reaper, his block probably would have blocked it. But it's best to, you know, just not get hit in the first place. Scythe of Death. Physical attack for each 1% vigor and sanity the target is missing. Inflict physical damage. That costs 65 of our wrath. I think that would be pretty close to just finishing this guy off. Yeah.
Life vanishes from this world.
Oh, and each of these guys has a passive, and I forget about that myself. It's down here. Enemies have a negative 50% chance to escape when in battle with this guy. Plus 25 luck, so crit chance against female enemies. Plus 1 attack and dread until the battle ends each time they take damage. So that would kinda... With the metal that increases their damage resistance whenever they're hit, that would be super good. And then when killing an enemy, it restores 10% vigor to itself and all minions. And that's also pretty good. Just gonna grab that boy and pull him forward. That kind of works out for me. Nice. Every time she crits with that ability, she gets healed. In Dissection, we can just move them straight back up. Okay, so this can only hit the back 3, so this can't actually hit him. We have to use something else. Like this. This is technically a trap, so it'll basically put a mark down, and on his next turn, it will attack whoever's in that spot, even if they've moved around.
Predictable outcome.
Skull Torch at the beginning of battle, get 100 wrath. Oh. I don't know if that's going to be picked up in the recording, but not only is there a plane going overhead, but there's also a train and it's wiggling the microphone. Speaking of microphones, right now I'm using it's like a Turtle Beach streamer mic. And it's pretty nice for just like everyday use, but as for audio quality for like YouTube and stuff, it's not the best. So I'll probably be getting a new mic soonish. I'm not sure how soon. And I might even invest in an audio card. I was looking at like the Creative Sound Blaster Z. Not really sure what I'm gonna get yet, though. And it looks like this guy got a level up here. I'm not gonna bother with that right now, though. Just try to get some more battles in before I end the episode here. Then I'll do the leveling up in between. So, ancient coffin filled with items, and a mythical chest containing artifacts. So artifacts are, I think, items for us. Yeah. So these just give us certain buffs during battle. Like I received 30% more souls, and after killing an enemy with a crit, the minion gains 10% of the experience from the current level. It's just a bunch of general stuff like that. We'll equip that sword we got, since all of our guys are below 5. And then there's other stuff, like one-time use consumable items. Like, after winning the battle, I gain a non-consumable artifact, and those go over there. It's a lot of stuff to talk about with this game. Yeah, it's pretty complex. I think we're just gonna go see what's up ahead here. Okay, I think we're gonna go this way. Come on. Minions gain +4 luck, +4 accuracy, and +4 evasion. Pretty good generic stat boost. Undertaker's Clothes. For each enemy killed in battle, Iratus additionally gains 3% of the experience from the current level. That's pretty good. That would probably power level us pretty quickly. And then Hoop of Fear. For each escaped enemy, you gain additionally, or Iratus additionally gains 25% of the experience from the current level. I feel like just the Undertaker clothes would be better because I don't usually have enemies escape super often.
I'll take it as tribute.
And since we're using the stress damage squad, they don't really crit a lot, so we're gonna take off the spiked carapace and just throw those on.
Finally, this item finds its way into my capable hands.
Oh, before I go out, probably want to throw our boys into the healing place. Mortuary. To be healed. Okay, what to start off with? Probably... I dislike these guards, so I think I'm gonna start by trying to get rid of them. I dislike their pokey spears. Very bad experiences. My soul is empty, my body is hollow. Hey guys, I'll be the lookout. Okay, so now we can see this one. You can see its thing where it hits multiple enemies. It's gonna hit both of those. Oh. Okay, so instead of cowardice, this guy got concentration. So he got a buff and refilled his sanity instead of getting a debuff. So that's pretty unlucky for us. Let's just go stress buff. Pretty standard operations. So this will move me forward and give me more dread, which is stress damage. So we're gonna do that real quick, because then we can use this too. I think I'm gonna set up this guy. The Wraith has an ability that shuffles all the enemies' positions. So if you stack it with, where is it? This, this ability here. Whenever an enemy moves, the Banshee deals stress damage to them. It's a really good combo, because they all get hit by his shuffle, and then she hits all of them again with this attack. So we're going to prepare for that here. And that's his ultimate that does that, so we're not going to use his ult. He's still pretty healthy. Actually, how does his spear poke the ghost? Not gonna think too hard about that.
This is my kind of entertainment.
Murderer! That guy's stabbing a ghost. This is making me pretty sad. So here it is, Terror Wave. That's what we call a wombo combo. Probably shouldn't be spreading my stress damage out too much. Just scream at this guy. They keep poking my ghost. Sounds kind of like a euphemism, so we're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna take out this guy.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
Murderer! We are Legion. Okay, so yeah, this summons a concealing cloud for 2 rounds. Any minion in the cloud receives 25 evasion. Also moves him back, so hopefully he stops getting stabbed. That's pretty annoying.
Brave are an excellent source of fresh corpse.
And of course, just a little bit ago I said people don't usually escape that often. In the next battle, someone escapes. That's usually how things go. Okay, well, it's getting pretty close to 30 minutes, so I'm gonna take a break here, level up our minions, and do some just housekeeping with items and stuff, and I'll probably be back in a little bit.